these KCAL News Mornings.
And good morning to you. Welcome to the 10 at 10. I'm Chris Holmstrom.
And good morning. I'm Amy Johnson. Here's what's happening on this Thursday, June 26. Story number one. Amid stepped up immigration enforcement, new citizens are taking their oath. See how naturalization ceremonies are offering hope during some really uncertain times.
But first, a warming up trend is coming up as we head toward the weekend. Alex Biston has your next weather forecast. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Chris and Amy, good morning to you. You know what? This morning was all about the cloud cover, and now...
And I'm assignment manager Mark Liu here at the desk. Got some breaking news to tell you about fire on the top floor of a 3-story apartment building in San Pedro.
Okay, Mark, thank you so much. Story number one, amid stepped up immigration enforcement, a sign of hope for many. The U.S. is welcoming new citizens today. People right here in Southern California, they're among those taking the oath.
That's right. And KCAL reporter Tina Patel is live in Pasadena where the naturalization ceremony is taking place. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. That ceremony just wrapped up. Behind me, you can see some of the friends and loved ones waiting to greet the new citizens as they come out of the Pasadena Convention Center. This is one of the largest naturalization ceremonies to take place in Southern California. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Tina, thanks so much. Let's get to story number two now. Chaos in Santa Monica after an officer was shot during a chase.
Yeah, so the suspect got away, but not for long. KCAL News reporter Amanda Starr and Tina explains how officers tracked him down.
That police officer still recovering this morning after being shot in broad daylight in the middle of the shopping district here in Santa Monica, and all of this.
Gotta be turning around. Oh my God. It's flames coming out of that motor.
Well, an engine caught fire on an American Airlines flight in Las Vegas. That flight bound for Charlotte, North Carolina. The plane had just taken off from Harry Reid International and was forced to turn back around for an emergency landing. The plane landed safely, and fortunately no one was hurt. The FAA is now investigating the incident.
Not what you want to hear or see. Oh, no, thank you. All right, still ahead on the 10 at 10, a funding crisis for Social Security could be coming. We're going to break down what is at stake for retirees and what it will take to fix the problem.
Plus, bringing homes and hope back to the Eaton Fire burn zone. See how Habitat for Humanity is stepping in to help rebuild SoCal.
And ICE raids are quietly spreading fear in Asian American communities. See what's being done to protect those being targeted in the shadows. And taking a live look right now at the Toyota Arena in Ontario. You can see the body there right there. It is a somber day for the Baldwin Park Police Department. They're laying to rest one of their own. It's a live look at the memorial service, and it's just getting underway. This is for Officer Samuel Riveros.
Yeah, he was just 35 years old. He was killed in the line of duty last month after a shootout with a suspect. He's being remembered as a dedicated and courageous officer who made the ultimate sacrifice for his community and fellow officers. He served the Baldwin Park Police Department for 9 years. He's survived by his wife and children. And, you know, after he was killed, a lot of people came forward with videos and pictures. And one of my favorites was when he was interacting with a little boy on the sidewalk and he pulled over and talked to the little boy, gave him a sticker, and the little boy was so excited. You could see him jumping up and down, and just seeing Officer Riveros' smile, it just really was just so big, and he seemed so happy.
It showed that he cared.
Yeah, he cared and loved his job, and I remember hearing that the mother said their little boy wants to be a police officer because of that encounter. And it's stories like that that just really show you who this officer was and just what a huge loss Baldwin Park is experiencing
Yeah, and
right
it's
now.
a, you know, a small community, and it's felt throughout the community, throughout the area. And you know, the fact that they're having this at the Toyota Arena in Ontario just shows how many lives this person touched. I mean, the fact that he was only 35 years old, very young. You know, it was the end of May when he was shot and killed. He responded to shots fired just like any other officer. And when he arrived, there was another person who was shot and killed, and that suspect fired shots on him, and that's how Samuel Riveros died as well. But you can see right now they're getting ready to head inside the arena with the memorial service. But I've been to a lot of these services before for officers. I'm sure you have as well, and they are definitely very, very emotional.
Yes, yes. We're watching that casket go in, and of course we are going to continue to check in on this service and bring you more a little later this morning.
Well, if you've ever tried to change someone's mind, you know facts, well, they don't always work.
Yeah, but new research reveals a better way to challenge beliefs without arguing. CBS News confirmed producer Alex Clark shows us how to flip the script on misinformation.
As families come together this 4th of July, it can be easy for conversations to get heated, especially if someone says something that isn't true. Now, it can be tempting to just correct them, but researchers at the University of Pennsylvania have a new method called bypassing misinformation. It's meant to keep conversations productive by offering an alternate, proven counterpoint. We talked with UPenn's Javier Granados-Samayoa, who led this study.
When people are likely to dig in deeper, we do find that it can be as effective and sometimes even more effective than correction.
So why does this approach work? First, it helps maintain group harmony. A 2022 Nieman Lab study found that when conspiracies or misinformation appeared in family chats, people often chose not to speak up to avoid confrontation. But just avoiding a topic runs the risk of legitimizing those false claims. However, bypassing lets you continue the conversation and focus on facts rather than shutting it down. Take a look at how Samayoa does it.
So let's say you find yourself 4th of July barbecue and your uncle says something like, "I don't need sunscreen, I don't burn." The typical response would be saying something like, "That's not true." Bypassing tries to go around that and instead say something like, "You know, I found this sunscreen that smells great, keeps my skin looking healthy, and it's good for the environment."
It's important to note that this won't work for every claim. Sometimes just correcting something is the best approach, but bypassing is another tool you can use. So the next time someone shares a false headline or something untrue, you can be ready to keep the conversation moving towards the facts.
A lot of people will be spending time with their families, so good to know. Also, another good thing, maybe, Alex, you could listen to it. Just go to ChatGPT. If somebody says something, be like, "Is this true?" And it'll give you the truth, and then from there you can do your research. Stop the fight altogether.
Well, that's what he thinks, right, Alex?
None of us are confrontational people, though, so
No,
we're not
we're
usually
not.
starting fights.
Nope, no, we are not. Chris and Amy, well, good morning to you. You know what we're...
All right, Alex, thanks so much. Still ahead on the 10 at 10, see the smart prosthetic giving new hope to people living with limb loss. And you're going to meet the 3 teens who actually invented it, and it was all inspired by a friend in need.
Teenagers.
Yes,
that's amazing.
they're smart.
Also, a new movement is encouraging Americans to handwrite the U.S. Constitution. We're going to see why this old school approach is proving that words still have power. Story number 5. Most people living with limb loss rely on some sort of prosthetics to regain mobility, but they're not perfect.
Yeah, and that's why 3 Texas high school students created a better solution. CBS News Texas reporter Bo Evans shows us how their option is changing lives.
Sam Skotnikov, Chanyoung Kim, and Ishan Dev Prashan have spent...
It really is incredible.
It really is, and it just shows why, STEM is important.
Yes.
Robotics classes are important. Teens, to make this guy walk again?
I know.
Huge.
Incredible.
Wow, so incredible. All right, there's still so much more to come on the 10 at 10.